Hey friends, I am on my way to go to Jacksonville Cemetery to see my mom's garden is what I call it. She would have been 62 today. So I figured have you guys tag along and switch out some flowers. I was just feeling kind of sad. Not kind of, I'm sad because I miss my mom. And I miss her being here to be able to see the girls getting older and all the cool stuff that they get to do all the time. I miss hanging out with her because today, being her birthday, probably would have been filled with a week of festivities and craziness and all kinds of fun and sorts. So she was so funny because whenever there was something that she really wanted, then she would draw a picture of the item that she wanted and like a little map, and her drawing was always horrible. It was not very good. She was an excellent writer, but drawing was not her strong suit. She would have pretty much couple weeks before her birthday and after her birthday would be dedicated to her birthday, and then it would be Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the favorite holidays of hers, which she loves so much. And her whole thought process behind gift giving was just amazing, and she would just do anything for anybody. She just always went above and beyond. Not been out here in quite a long time. It's just so hard to come out. It really is. So I'm going to end this part right now, and then I'm going to pick it up when I get outside. We'll take a look at her stone, see if we need to clean it up a little bit. So here we are at my mom's grave. And yeah, they took away the flowers, which, I mean, understandably, because if you have them out for too long and no one's really caring for them, then they end up doing that. So that's okay. All right, so here's where we put everything in. I'm just gonna kind of clean it up. I always feel like Trudy from Reno 911, if anybody ever saw that, when she would go visit her mom. I'm like, hi, Mom, and so my mom would get that joke. But yep, so let me clean it off. All right, so we'll put the new one out. Liven it up a bit more. Stomp on that part. Ta-da! Much better. For those of you that know already, with my mom, so she teaches in heaven now because she had metastatic breast cancer, stage 4. She was, if there was something that I could pass along to everybody out there, for all of those of you who are watching, something that I know she would want people to know is you can't wait for the perfect moment to go ahead and take care of yourself. And I'm such a hypocrite when it comes to all of this, but if you feel that something's not right and you got to get yourself checked, my mom waited until the lump actually showed through her chest, and she knew that something was wrong. What had happened previously was that she had a horrible biopsy done. They didn't numb her, and this is when we lived in Orlando, and I still remember to the day when she was laying on the couch and getting sick from the pain that she was in from having this horrible biopsy, which came back that everything was everything was fine. She didn't have cancer. As she said, she had lumpy boobs. So she didn't think anything of it. And I know that that's the reason why she didn't want to go back. She didn't want to get herself checked out again because she was just so scared of being in pain and going through all that again. And she didn't want anyone to worry. She didn't want to be a burden. That was her biggest thing. She always wanted to care for everybody else over herself. So when she felt the lump in her right breast, then she, hang on, a plane's coming over by. So I don't know if y'all can hear me. And we have more people coming out to visit, so I guess they get to hear the story too. That's okay. Oh my goodness, more planes. We're right over by the, by Jack's base for the Navy, so there's usually a bunch of, a little helicopter now. That's okay. There we go. All right. So she waited until the lump actually protruded through, and she kept telling everyone that it was no big deal and she didn't want anyone to worry and everything like that. So she was diagnosed originally with stage 3 breast cancer and went through I can't even talk. She went through chemo, went through radiation. She did the treatments, and she had a mastectomy. And when the girls were born, she actually was in remission for 1 year, which was amazing because she actually got to be a grandma. She always wanted to be a grandma, and she was a phenomenal grandma, of course. I mean, she was a phenomenal mom. So, I mean, she was great with everything. Don't get me wrong, she's human, so she did make mistakes. After that 1 year, after remission, then the cancer spread, and it spread through her body. The scans actually looked like a light up board. I mean, it just was so bright and fired up with all of the tumors, and they spread to her brain, which it was, I mean, at last count, they counted at least 20 and then just stopped counting. And she was still teaching. She was still teaching over at Clay High School until March of 2014. So, of course, as you see on her stone, she passed away June 6, 2014. So, yeah, she just, when the tumors hit her brain, that was one of the most challenging parts, because I had power of attorney, and it's so important to make sure that you have a will, you have a power of attorney. I mean, I can't emphasize this enough, and I've been kind of wavering back and forth, I should say, about having a discussion about that and posting it online and things, because all this online stuff is weird, but a good weird, I guess. I don't know, just reaching out. But it's so important. You've got to have a will. You have to have a power of attorney. You've got to have all of that stuff done, so that way when that time comes, your loved ones don't have to try to figure out what to do. My mom and I had very open conversations. Of course, towards the end, she didn't really want to open up, but then eventually she did more, because she knew that I knew that the end was coming, for her to be living here on earth. So, it's just so important. It really is, to be able to have everything set up for your loved ones, and that way you have a peace of mind too. So she, with the brain tumors, it really hit hard. The only person that she did not lash out at was her mom, to my knowledge anyways. But she lashed out to everyone else, and it was just kind of like Pandora's box is what it reminded me of, where she always kept things to herself. And when it was coming to the end, she was, I'm guessing the way that she felt, and I could be wrong, but she was just feeling so jealous and envious of everybody else getting to stay here on Earth when she had to go so early. She was only 56. So in May of 2014, she started asking me about the yellow rose. She's like, did the yellow rose come in? And I said, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. And she was on morphine by this time. So I thought, okay, maybe she, she's kind of losing it or forgetting things, but I went along with it. And she kept asking me about the yellow rose. Well, come to find out, she had ordered a yellow rose from Lenox. And the yellow rose did not come in yet. And this yellow rose was to be a Mother's Day gift for my ma. And so that's what I thought she was asking for. I thought that she kept asking me about the yellow rose for Ma. And I told her, no, it hasn't come in yet. And she said, no, I'm not talking about that. And she grabbed my right shoulder. She goes, the yellow rose. Did you find the yellow rose? I said, Mom, I have no idea what you're talking about. So then she would just give me the look. And for all of you that knew my mom, you knew the look. And so she kept grabbing onto my right shoulder. So I got a tattoo of a yellow rose on my right shoulder because her and I always talked about getting a tattoo together. But of course, with the chemo and the radiation, she couldn't. So I got the tattoo of the yellow rose and I showed it to her. And I said, oh, is this the yellow rose that you're talking about? So, of course, she grabbed my shoulder. And for those of you who've had tattoos, sometimes it feels like a sunburn. And she goes, oh, that's beautiful, but that's not the yellow rose I was talking about. I said, okay. So after she passed, I still didn't know what she was talking about when it came to the yellow rose. And in the storage unit, this was in July of 2014, in the storage unit, she had tons and tons and tons of boxes and stuff that she had kept all throughout the years. Inside of a banker box, for those of you know what a banker box is, it's like a cardboard box and you can carry it and you can put a lid on it and things. And inside of there was 11 years worth of her writing, which as a writer myself, I was flabbergasted. Because nobody knew that she had been putting together these stories. So she had 5 stories that she was, that she had ideas on, that she was sort of working on, but not really. 3 of them, she had a little bit more in-depth details. And of the 3, there was one specific that talked about a yellow rose that turned red. And it talked about the yellow rose of friendship turning red. So a red rose, meaning love. And I truly believe that was the yellow rose that she had been talking about all this time. And I feel that is my life mission, to ghostwrite this book for her and to talk about her story in such a way that her legacy and her life will keep living on for as long as everyone keeps talking about her. So, so that's the story of the yellow rose. But, but I really appreciate if you've been listening so far. Thank you so much for staying tuned with everything. It really means a lot. For those of you who knew my mom, I know she loved you all so much. You all meant so much to her. And for her students, she was just so proud of you guys. I know she was. I mean, you kept her going in times where people would have given up. And she didn't give up because she wanted to make you guys happy and to make sure that you guys were okay and to take care of each other. So, with all that being said, I hope that everyone has a great day. For those of you who have your loved ones and your friends, as corny and cheesy as this sound, probably cheesier than mac and cheese, but just, tell those people how much that you love them and how much that they mean to you. And whatever your faith or religion or spirituality is, it's so good just to have faith in your life, because without it, you can feel lost. And I truly testament to that, where I feel lost like so many times. I really do. And there's times that I want to give up, but I don't. My mom didn't give up, and look at what she went through. So I just truly appreciate all you guys. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for the love and support. And happy birthday to my mom.